All right, viewers, now shifting our focus back on the breaking developments. An attempt by the Conservatives to have the government set up a national inquiry into the grooming gangs has been voted down by 364 votes, 211 votes, a margin of a total of 253 votes. The amendment was attached to the Children's Wellbeing and School Bill, which would have been killed had the vote passed. Earlier in the day, Conservative leader Kemi Badenoch has argued that the government risks fueling accusations of a cover-up by refusing an inquiry, but Prime Minister Keir Starmer argued that several inquiries had already been held into abuse carried out by gangs of men, and a new probe would only delay the action of the victims wanted. The amendment was largely symbolic, as the size Labour's majority meant it was never likely to pass. It would also have killed a major piece of government legislation. The Children's Wellbeing and Schools Bill includes measures aimed at protecting children and tougher rules around homeschooling, as well as the changes to academics. Keir Starmer said it was shocking Conservative MPs would try to block a bill aimed at helping the vulnerable children by voting for the Tory amendment, and accused Badenoch of weak leadership. He said reasonable people would agree or disagree or whether there should be a fresh probe, and acknowledgement that there were mixed views among victims and the survivors. Brian Thomas, my colleague, is joining me live on the broadcast. Well, in fact, Brian, it seems that the grooming gangs outside in the UK has made, in fact, controversy, and amid Elon Musk's campaign, there are, in fact, politics that's also brewing up. Share more details as to what you are picking up in this regard, as the Parliament refuses the statutory bills.
Well, Simran, now definitely the Conservative bid to establish a national inquiry into grooming gangs was defeated in Parliament by 364 votes to 111, which is a margin of 253. Now, the proposed amendment, which is attached to the Children's Wellbeing and Schools Bill, also was largely symbolic, as even Labour's majority meant it was unlikely to pass. Now, had it succeeded, it would have derailed a significant piece of legislation, and that is aimed at protecting children, strengthening house schooling rules, and reaffirming academics as well. Now, even Kemi, Badenoch also, argued that refusing an inquiry raised accusation as a cover-up, pointing out that the independent inquiry into the child sexual abuse IICSA, which was concluded in 2022, did not specifically also examine grooming gangs. She also called for a probe into whether racial or cultural factors motivated these crimes, citing cases in Rotherham and even Telford as well, where abuse was predominantly carried out by men of South Asian heritage, and were also authorities were accused of overlooking incidents due to racial sensitivities. Now, even Keir Starmer also opposed the amendment, arguing that previous inquiries had held investigated issues, and a new one would only delay the action victim wants. And he also accused the Conservative of politicizing the issue, labeling their move as a shocking and condemning their willingness to block a bill designed to help vulnerable children as well. Yes.
Brian, thank you for, in fact, adding these details. Now it's time to shift our focus to other developments. Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis has ordered a SIT